Welcome to step 5 of the Compensation Mastery tool, the results. Congratulations, you've made it this far. You've inputted all the job parameters for both jobs, and now it's time to compare the two. Across the top, you'll see that we have 3 tabs: the comparison results, income tax analysis for your current job, and income tax analysis for your prospective job. Let's start with the comparison results first. Okay, on the comparison results, the first box we have is a summary of the total compensation for both jobs and how they compare. And we can display it in 3 different ways. We've got gross annual income, net annual income, or total burden wage. So gross annual income, the prospective job in this example, you'll make $27,600 more annually in your prospective job, from $21,247 to $152,300, about a 22% difference. If we go to the net annual income on the drop down here, we'll see that you still earn more money, but it's a bit less. So it's only a little bit over $3,000 net, and that is after we take into account income taxes. And then lastly, the total burden wage, what you'll see is you actually make less money per hour, a little over $16 less per hour in that prospective job. Even though you earn a lot more gross and still more money net, it's less per total burden wage, because the total burden wage takes into account not just your work hours, but also the commute time and preparation time that we put in, and also your paid time off. You'll recall that the current job has a lower commute time, less preparation time that we inputted, and also more paid time off. So all 3 of those combined result in less hours dedicated to the job every year, which means when you divide it by your net income, you actually earn more money per hour that you're spending on the job in your current job compared to your prospective job. And that's an important distinction. If you want to look at only the gross numbers, the prospective job is a clear winner. But when you take into account all those other things, the time around the job and your taxes and the subsidies and costs, it making less per hour that you spend here. The next box talks about taxes. We just show that it's about a little over $24,000 more that you'll be paying in income taxes for the prospective job. Next section is the details of all the steps we put in, all the categories, the earnings, investments, pay time off, all the way down to cost of living. And each of these breaks down the details line by line, so you can see how all the comparisons. You can drop them down one by one on the caret on the right, or you can hit the expand all button up at the top. I'm going to do that. And what you'll see is the similar pattern for all these things. So for earnings here in the upper left, we've got the summary, $99,000 for the current job and $166,000, a whole lot more in the prospective job. And in the box in the upper right, we'll see that $67,000 increase, or 67% percentage difference. And then below that, it's the line by line itemization of all the inputs you made. So base salary, bonus, performance bonus. And then on the right side of the screen, it's the difference amount in dollars. And on the far right, it's the difference amount in percent. The same holds true of the investments category. You'll see that investments are a little bit less generous for the prospective job. Next is paid time off. Same story here, where you have 15 fewer days of paid time off in your prospective job. So we've got fewer vacation days, fewer holidays, and fewer personal and sick days, resulting in 15 fewer days. That's 3 working weeks. So that can add up. Subsidies is the same thing, the same theme, and that is the current job has very generous subsidies. We're talking over $22,000 worth of subsidies that your current job offers, compared to a prospective job, which doesn't offer any of these subsidies. So the commute subsidy, childcare from the on-site facility, education subsidy that you will use, again, that would be 0 if you don't use it, but since you plan on using it in this scenario, you'd keep that $6,000 there. And last, the gym membership that you would also use. All these add up to over $22,000 of subsidies for you in the current job. Next is healthcare costs. Same thing here, and that is that the current job offers a better healthcare plan that's lower cost to you, both in terms of the premiums and in terms of the out-of-pocket costs. So it's a lot higher for the premiums and out-of-pocket costs for the prospective job. And other costs, we have the commute costs and the dry cleaning and so on that we put in here. So it's a bit more expensive you have ancillary costs that are more expensive on the prospective job compared to the current job. And lastly, the time spent. I think I talked about it at the very beginning of this step, where we talk about not just the hours worked, so it's 5 hours more per week for working hours, but that preparation time and that commute time really adds up. The shorter commute and less preparation time for that current job results in 15 and a half hours job more is required at your prospective job compared to the current job. So we're talking 43 hours in a little bit and 58, almost 60 hours per week. So that's why that difference was there from the total burden wage, is that you're spending so much more time at the prospective job, working, preparing, or commuting for it relative to your current job. And lastly, cost of living, again, it's a subjective endeavor to try to nail down an actual precise number for your specific situation. But in general, New York City, the prospective job is a little bit higher cost of living compared to San Francisco. So you would take that into account as well, just so you know that. Okay, that concludes the comparison results tab. Let's go to the income tax analysis for the current job tab next. Oh, one more thing. Forgot about the PDF download. Let's click on that. Oh, you can also go back to step 1, or if you'd like to book time with me, click on the coaching page down here. So let's go to the PDF. So it captures all this information on this web page here into a downloadable PDF. Takes a couple seconds to load up. Okay, so it's a 3-page PDF. And there's a 1-page summary, and then there's 2 more pages with more of the details. So this 1-page summary has got only the wave tops. It breaks down your gross annual compensation, which is a lot more for the prospective job. It's got your net annual compensation, which takes you into account income taxes, which is a little more than in your prospective job. And then it shows that total burden wage, which is that time spent at the job and your net compensation, your net annual income. And again, it shows that even though the gross and net compensation is higher at the prospective job, because of those extra hours that you need to work that prospective job, it comes out to less money per hour for you. And in the 4th box, it shows the total taxes, the income taxes you'll be paying. And the bottom half of the summary page is just one single line for each of those categories that shows you at a high level the difference between each one and the percent dollar, or not the percent, the actual dollar difference. Pages 2 and 3 give you a bit more breakdown, a line-by-line breakdown of each of the categories. So if you want this handy for more granular details, you would look at this page as well. So all the earnings subcategories, salary, bonuses, performance bonus, investments, pay time off, all the way down to your other costs, and then cost of living goes on that 3rd page a bit. So these capture everything you need from the app, so you can have these handy for yourself, use it during your negotiation, and you can see line by line where those differences lie, and maybe you can negotiate a couple of those specific points. So if a company cannot move on salary, maybe they can move on a subsidy or a different healthcare plan, or give you extra time off, an extra week of vacation. So a lot of levers you can pull here using the information here line by line. Okay, let's go to the income tax analysis tab for the current job next.